Clay from Brooklyn. Football with the fellas. It's all about Big Blue. I'm pretty blue myself today, as I'm sure all of you are as well. Not only did the Eagles beat us 38-20 today, and I'm in the kind of immediate aftermath, but injuries galore. I mean, we were dropping like flies, and the prospects for the rest of the season are even darker and more dismal than when we entered this game. And I was already, doing mock draft Mondays and making spreadsheets on college players, etc. But now it really, really looks bad. Cam Skatteboo's out for clearly the year. I hope that's all he's out for, to be honest. That looked terrible. Daniel Bellinger was out. I don't know for how long, but he re-injured his neck. That's not something to play with. Cordell Flott went out. I believe he's in concussion protocol. I don't know if he'll play next week or not, but he's out. He's injured. It's just we're dropping like flies, and it's not just like any old players getting hurt. It's key players, right? I mean, Cordell Flott was as good a cornerback as we had this year, and Paulson Debo was already out, so that's not good. And Cam Skatteboo was clearly, just a huge ball of energy for our team and a very good running back and catches passes out of the backfield. He caught a touchdown pass today. Learned how to pick up the blitz. He just was a solid overall, all-around running back. More than solid, like very good. And I really, really feel for the young man. I hope he gets back to what he showed us this year. But with that kind of injury, I can't say that that's a given. In fact, if I were a betting man, I'm not, but if I were, I would bet that neither he nor Malik Neighbors will be ready for week one next year. I think that, they might be on the roster, but I can't imagine that they'll be anywhere close to 100% by week one next year. Anyway, moving on to the game. As you all know, I'm a huge Saquon fan, so I was happy for him that he had a good game and, disappointed that he ended the game injured. I hope he's, they have a bye week next week, so I hope he's ready to play by the time they play again in 2 weeks. Much as I hate the Eagles, I don't care. I still love Saquon, and I hope he does well. However, that first touchdown, are you kidding, Tyler Newton? Are you kidding? Like, are you really that bad a safety? And do we really not have anyone else that can play safety? I mean, that he's just bad. Tay Banks is just bad. We've just got bad players getting significant snaps. I've been saying for a while that I think that Drew Phillips should either play safety or money backer, like linebacker, strong safety or linebacker, because he's not as good in downfield coverage as we'd like. But he's a very good tackler. I know he's small, but you know what? Size isn't everything. And if we keep playing with three interior defensive linemen, which to Shane Bowen's credit, we did a lot more of today than we usually do, then we can keep him clean, right? We can keep him from having to deal with 320-pound guards releasing to the second level, etc. Very good tackler. He's a very good coverage linebacker, right? He's a better coverage player than most linebackers, certainly than Darius Muasau, for example. So, as a linebacker, he would be considered very good in coverage. As a cornerback, not so much. So let's stop making him a cornerback. Put him at inside linebacker, money backer, strong safety. Vary it up a little bit so the teams don't know exactly which role he's filling at any given time. But we really need to have him on the field more when tackling has to be done, and maybe get someone else to do some of the coverage downfield on the speedy wide receivers. In any event, I'm getting sidetracked. They ran for 270 yards. That's the ball game. Like, I wonder if there's a stat on how many teams have given up 270 yards rushing and still won that game. Probably not many, if any. Certainly not us. So it starts there. You cannot give up 270 yards rushing. We also gave up 4 touchdown passes, which is perhaps another ridiculous combination and worthy of looking up to see if it was a record. How many teams have run for over 250 yards while their quarterback threw 4 touchdown passes? Could we stop anything? I mean, is there anything we could do? Yet, despite all that, despite all the injuries, despite the fact that they gashed us in the running game They ran for more than 200 more yards than we ran for. Let me say that again. They ran for more than 200 more yards than we ran for. Not only did they run for over 200 yards, they ran for 200 more yards than we did. That's ridiculous. Despite all that, if not for a couple of really egregious bad calls, for example, Jalen Hurts' tush push on 4th and 1 when Kayvon Thibodeau snatched the ball out of his hands when he clearly was still moving forward, and there was no reason for that play to be blown dead. If that is considered a fumble and we take the ball away there, you take 7 points off the board for them. If the Darius Slayton touchdown pass doesn't get called back, I mean, they were hand fighting all the way down the field. There was Slayton's jersey was in Quinyon Mitchell's hands when Slayton pushed off as if to say, let go of me. And they call that offensive pass interference. If that call isn't made, then we're 7 points to the good, right? We get 7 more points, they have 7 fewer points, and it's 31-27. It's a whole new game, right? And, who's to say that it even would have been 31-27? Because, some of that was kind of them rubbing it in our nose when we were already, demoralized from having lost Cam Scatterboot and from having been down by so much. But if we weren't down by so much, that's a whole new game. So as bad as we may have looked in some aspects of this game, that 14-point swing which was egregious, and even Tom Brady, who hates us, admitted on television that those were really bad calls against us. And they weren't the only ones, but those were, points on the board kind of calls. It's a close ball game, and we're looking at it very differently. So once again, they meaning our Giants, do just enough well to keep, building up the hope. I'm sure Mazo, the optimist, will have some positives to take away. But then we or the officiating, do just enough to keep us from being successful. We just can't have nice things. We can't have nice things. Anyway, Clay from Brooklyn, football with the fellas. It's all about Big Blue. That's what I think. I want to know what you think. Please like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, and let us know. And I'm out.
Big shout out to El Marquis Productions, the talent behind the music and production here at Football with the Fellas. It's all about Big Blue. Their beats bring energy and excitement to every episode. El Marquis' skills in mixing, mastering, and creating top quality sound make the podcast come alive each week. For your own projects, check out elmarquisproductions.com and take your sound to the next level.